We're back on the Morning Brew with friends with my old friend Tanya Armenta. You and I have known each other for like 15 years, probably?
A long time.
A long time.
Yep.
A long time. And you've got a new gig yourself.
I do.
And you have been promoted to the CEO of the Albuquerque Convention and Visitors Bureau.
After,
congratulations.
Thank you. 18 years with the organization.
Wow, that is huge.
Thank you.
And the ACVB itself is going through some changes right now, right? And then you guys are going to announce those at the big meeting, which is coming up in just a couple of days.
Thursday.
It's already Thursday is the big meeting?
Thursday morning, so we're looking forward to that. And there is a lot happening. We have a renewed city contract. We have...
and that was, you guys, for the first time, ever had a rebid for that, and you guys went right through the process, right?
We had rebid before, but this one was a little more interesting for sure.
Right,
It had some competition, and but we're excited. Everything, contract finally negotiated. I think that went very well with the city, and we're looking forward to kind of getting after it now.
And you get to kind of explain everything that is involved in that on Thursday morning, right?
We do.
Is that kind of... You know, from the tourism side, I think it's like redoubling your efforts, new marketing, new people, what is it now?
Actually, it's kind of a combination of all those things.
Okay.
We have new board leadership that'll be elected on Thursday, a smaller board. We have new staff leadership, a new vice president of sales, a new vice president of marketing, along with myself in that role. We have new brand effort, a new brand campaign. And we have a couple other things up our sleeve that we'll be announcing on Thursday.
Sounds good. And speaking of the new brand campaign, the ad that ran just before we were on is part of that new ad campaign, right?
Yep, that's a new video, and it's one of many to come, but just to give a flavor of Albuquerque.
Send them our way, we'll run them.
Okay.
We love that
Absolutely.
stuff. Absolutely. We love that stuff here on The Brew. And there's a lot more, though, going on with just tourism in general in Albuquerque, right? One thing that just because it's in the news and everybody's talking about right now is what are we doing about the Gathering of Nations thing? You know, the Gathering of Nations last week, UNM announced that they weren't welcome back at the pit, even though they've been bringing in, I think the numbers are $20 million a year and almost 100,000 people. But it's one of the biggest conventions Albuquerque has annually. And I know that you guys are involved in the situation and helping. Where is that, and what?
You know, I think a lot more conversation to take place. As you can see, both Mayor and Hispano Chamber of Commerce and a number of entities have spoken out just to say that we absolutely want to retain the Gathering of Nations in Albuquerque.
Right.
Venue identification, I know, has been happening in terms of what are the possibilities, but I think from the community standpoint, as you said, just something that we really are honored to host each year. It brings a
It's cool.
It's very cool. And so going to do everything, I think the community going to do everything we can to ensure that it stays in the community.
All right. So I know that there is, a lot of people don't really even know what the ACVB does. You know, you brought up the Hispano Chamber, and they book, help me with my numbers and everything right here, but they book conventions that are out a few years, right?
They do, Hispanic and Native American audiences specifically.
And then you guys pick up the rest, and also like pretty much anybody that comes into Albuquerque from the Sunport is somehow you guys touch on them on their way in, right?
Kind of two major focuses, trying to bring meetings, conventions, sports events, and as you said, a lot of that
happens. What's the next big sports event?
Yeah.
I know there is one. I've heard rumors.
There is. That's the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't say anything more about that.
Yeah, it's not my place to announce it yet.
Right, not
but
yet.
I do know about this.
Happy to come back and talk about it.
Please.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Sports events, meetings, conventions.
And then leisure travelers.
Yes.
So the things that come in groups, and then those that don't, that come individually. So marketing the destination, raising awareness, raising appeal of the destination, and in hopes that it will bring leisure travelers here. But then I know you're going to talk to Anne-Marie a little bit later.
Right.
Economic
development.
Right. It's kind of the idea that it's a first date. People come here, they have a great experience, whether they're here on a vacation or a convention, have a great experience, and then they think, hey, maybe they'll be the next resident, the next entrepreneur, the next business owner.
Right. Well, I often travel to places, and I'm like, hey, it'd be fun to start a business here.
Right.
And we would love people to think that about Albuquerque when they come too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how many people do you guys bring in every year? What are the numbers? I think we even have some graphics that show the numbers and the impact that the ACVB has. Because they're big. They're growing.
Yeah, the tourism is definitely a bright spot for the Albuquerque economy. You can see in the nation, it's a $2 trillion industry. In Albuquerque, it's a $2 billion industry. with a B.
Just in Albuquerque?
Just in Albuquerque,
Wow.
$2 billion.
Wow.
6.2 million visitors each year. We're bringing in, it's everything is on the upswing, and so I think there's very few industries here in Albuquerque that say that right now, whether it be occupancy of hotels, the average daily rate at hotels. The Sunport has had 5 consecutive months of growth, which is fabulous to see for a medium-sized airport.
But we have a new airline there too.
We do. 3 new airlines over the last few years, so that's great. Just tourism has been more people employed in tourism in Albuquerque than ever before. So pre-recession levels, we have beat those, and so it's everything's on the upswing.
Excellent. And what kinds of people are you trying to target to come to Albuquerque? I know that I saw Steve McKee's cool presentation. Was it last year or year before?
Last year.
It was last year.
Yeah.
And there was he was talking about people, his creative fun names for the different demographics. And I don't know if you remember them all off the top of your head.
I do.
Excellent. Where are they?
Prudent Boomers is our first group, and
right.
they've always been the mainstay. And then, and that's kind of older, well-educated, well-traveled. And then new one, Intrepid Travelers. That skews a little more male, where the Prudent Boomer skews female.
And the Intrepid Traveler are the people they're the people kind of more like me. The people who are like, I want to go see everything and do everything and go climb a mountain and all of that stuff, right?
Outdoor adventure.
Can I take my mountain bike?
Right.
Right.
Outdoor adventure, and then at the end of the day, they might enjoy a good microbrew. So
Right.
Albuquerque has everything.
Certainly me.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And then friendly families would be our
course.
third target market. So
Right.
and so much to offer here from a good educational family vacation and affordable.
Right, right. Well, things like new Route 66 exhibits at museums help for that, right?
And I see 50th anniversary of the tram up there.
Right.
That's
That's a
been
big deal.
Fan favorite forever, and
Right.
just impressed with when you think about the pioneering spirit of that family. Let's put a tram up those Sandia Mountains
Right.
when there was nothing out there. The
Right.
eastern edge of Albuquerque just not developed. So
Right.
very cool.
Right.
New cars are gorgeous.
I haven't been in them yet. Have you been in one?
I took the first flight. It was exceptional. And
That's cool.
a lot more window room there.
Oh, good.
Just updated graphics.
That sounds scary to me, because it was scary enough when you looked over the edge. If there were windows and looking down, it would be creepier.
Yep. and they contributed $50,000 to local charities as part of to celebrate 50 years. They gave $50,000 to New Mexico and Albuquerque charities. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that the Balloon Fiesta is the big one. That's our huge tourism thing, and Gathering of Nations is another one. But I was trying to think, what are the other big things? Because they just kind of they happen and then they slip away and disappear in my mind of what the other big conventions and things are.
So every year it's gonna differ, just because convention's gonna rotate from place to place. Some of the other big sporting events, we've of course hosted the U.S. Bowling Congress. Everyone remembers that.
Right. That was fun. I bought a bowling shirt at the event. They actually had a little kiosk. You could buy a bowling shirt with your name on it. So I did.
You still have that in your closet?
I do,
Good.
absolutely. I don't have a reason to wear it yet.
Right.
I'm not. Next time I join a bowling league, but it's in my closet.
USA Roller Sports, we've hosted the track and field competitions, of course, for a couple months each year. The exhibit hall becomes an indoor track facility, world-class track. Great baseball, softball, soccer competitions that take place here. The U.S. Far West Regional Soccer Tournament has been here a number of times. From a convention standpoint, it runs the gamut because there's an association for everything. So last year we were proud to host Hewlett-Packard's HP's big convention in December. That was during kind of a slower time of the year. Of course, the Gildan New Mexico Bowl each year.
Every year, that's a big one.
10 years running for the college bowl game.
And we get great TV coverage for that,
too.
Right?
We do.
Well, great. Well, we'll be back in a couple of seconds with Anne-Marie Hinton from AED. She's going to talk to us about some basically new stuff to help small businesses here in Albuquerque.
Great.
Yeah, back in a couple seconds.